In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 20th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets, as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Purdue versus Memphis. Purdue steps into this matchup with a group that has played real minutes together and understands how to operate as a unit. Their rotation stays stable, their roles stay clear, each player knows where to stand, when to cut, and how to lift the offense without forcing the issue. That kind of continuity shows up in simple ways. Screens land clean, passes reach the right spot, defensive shifts line up without confusion. When a team reaches that point, it moves with calm purpose. Memphis meets them with a roster built from scratch. Every face is new. They still sort out spacing, tempo, and communication. The talent is there, but talent without shared habits takes time to settle. You can see the gaps on film. A ball screen leads to 2 defenders chasing the wrong threat. A missed rotation turns into a clean look for the opponent. These are normal signs for a new group, yet they matter in a matchup against a team as steady as Purdue. Purdue uses structure to create pressure. Their guards keep the ball safe and guide the pace. Their bigs fight for position and make each touch count. On defense, they hold their shape and wait for mistakes. Memphis's inexperience creates those openings. Purdue's approach grows stronger as the game goes on because it does not depend on wild swings or streaky shooting. It relies on repetition, which favors the team that already built its rhythm. That gives Purdue a clear edge on a neutral floor. As our first pick for this matchup, the Purdue Boilermakers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams play with pace. Purdue can score in controlled sets, but they also run when the chance appears. Their movement creates inside looks and open shots around the arc. Memphis brings players who can break down a defense, and they use transition chances to keep the ball moving before the defense can settle. When both sides push the tempo, the floor opens, and the rhythm shifts toward offense. Early season games tend to feature more scoring because defenses still adjust to rotations and matchups. That theme holds here. Purdue stays organized, yet they still iron out smaller details on closeouts and switches. Memphis faces a larger task because their roster has not grown together. They still learn how to communicate on screens, protect the paint, and handle mismatches. Those small gaps lead to good looks, and good looks lead to points. As the game moves, the pace should stay steady. Both teams have scoring options and ways to produce clean attempts. The combination of pace, spacing, and early season defensive strain points toward a game where points stack up in each half. Even with a high total, the flow of this matchup leans toward a scoring rhythm that keeps the number within reach. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total picked. Texas Tech versus Wake Forest. Texas Tech enters this neutral site matchup as the favorite, and the gap between these teams looks clear. The Red Raiders come in with steady form and a roster that has produced strong early results. They handled Lindenwood 98-60, then followed with an 80-63 win over Milwaukee at home. In that second game, 5 players reached double figures, which shows how well their rotation works even this early in the season. Their lead players have set the tone. Freshman forward J.T. Toppin has opened his year with averages of 24.3 points and 11.7 rebounds per game. His inside presence gives Texas Tech a reliable option on both ends. In the backcourt, Christian Anderson scored 34 in the opener and added 11 assists. Through 2 games, he has averaged 26 points and 9 assists. His control of the offense helps the team settle into a rhythm. Texas Tech has played this well without 2 rotation pieces. Transfer forward Josiah Mosley remains out with a lower body injury, and reserve guard Leon Horner is also sidelined with a similar issue. Even so, the group on the floor has enough length, balance, and strength to keep pressure on opponents. Wake Forest brings a steady team with a capable backcourt led by senior Nate Kalmas and newcomer Juke Harris. They defend with effort and work to stay organized, but they have not yet seen a lineup with this much size and scoring range. Wake can stay close early if they control the ball and avoid empty trips, but Texas Tech has shown the ability to wear teams down. As the game settles, the Red Raiders' depth and cohesion should help them separate operate. As our first pick for this matchup, the Texas Tech Red Raiders to cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Texas Tech's recent games finished with combined totals of 158 and 143, which shows their comfort in slower, half-court sets. They play disciplined defense and force opponents into contested shots. Wake Forest under Steve Forbes also prefers to manage tempo. They focus on structured possessions and steady defensive work rather than quick scoring bursts. Wake scored 84 against Michigan in an overtime game and 109 in a clear mismatch, but those results still show they lean on control more than pace. Texas Tech has scored 80 and 98, but their opponents stayed in the mid-60s and 70s, which fits the pattern of a game played through set plays and steady defensive stands. A neutral site tournament tends to tighten things further. Both teams will look to guard the perimeter, protect the lane, and avoid giving up transition points. That kind of approach limits long scoring runs and keeps the total in check. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas State versus Mississippi State. Mississippi State enters this matchup with a firm sense of direction. The team's recent win over a ranked opponent did more than pad the record. It showed how they respond when the stakes rise and the margin for error narrows. That game against Iowa State was decisive from start to finish, and a result like that shapes how a team approaches the next challenge. It gives players a clear picture of their roles and a quiet trust in the system around them. When a group carries that kind of clarity into a neutral court game, it tends to play with fewer doubts and fewer swings in focus. Kansas State arrives at 4-0, and the wins speak for themselves, even if they came with tension. The Wildcats showed toughness in late-game moments and held on in tight contests. They proved they can trade buckets when needed and turn loose possessions into points. At the same time, those narrow finishes reveal how much their rhythm depends on shot making and timing. They have not yet put together a stress-free performance. Mississippi State, on the other hand, looks more settled. The Bulldogs bring stable production from players who know how to shape a possession and keep control of the pace. Josh Hubbard leads with steady scoring and a simple approach that keeps defenses occupied. Delquan Warren and Sean Jones Jr. give Mississippi State spacing and clean looks that ease pressure on each possession. Achora Core brings length and energy at the right moments, and facing his former team adds a natural edge that fits the matchup. Kansas State leans on P.J. Haggerty, who has carried a large share of the offense with ease so far. He drives much of their momentum, but the Wildcats still depend on quick scoring runs to tilt games in their favor. Mississippi State tends to build outcomes through structure rather than streaks. Once rotations set in and the game slows into its middle stretch, that difference often becomes visible. On a neutral floor, with no home crowd to tilt a run, the steadier team gains ground. As our first pick for this matchup, the Mississippi State to cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams have shown they can score with clean execution. Mississippi State uses balanced sets and strong work on the offensive glass to extend possessions and cash in on missed shots. Those extra attempts add quiet weight to the scoreboard over time. Kansas State shoots with high efficiency and uses that strength to stay in control even when defensive pressure rises. The Wildcats do not waste many looks, and they turn simple actions into points without much delay. That combination pushes the game toward a higher pace without any team forcing the issue. Neither side seeks a slow defensive grind. Both prefer space, movement, and early offense. When a game leans that direction, it tends to grow in small increments until the total begins to climb. Kansas State often finds its best rhythm in the second half, when the floor opens and players move with more purpose. Mississippi State has the scoring to respond, which keeps the game from dipping into long scoring droughts. Late swings raise totals and wipe out the quiet stretches that many games carry. Offensive rebounds also matter, and Mississippi State collects enough of them to turn lost plays into points. Those second chances add to the tempo even without fast breaks. Kansas State's efficient shooting has the same effect, since made shots shorten trips and urge both teams to push ahead. When the closing minutes arrive, both offenses tend to lift rather than fade. With pace rising, clean shooting on one side, and steady rebounding on the other, the number on this matchup looks light. The flow pushes the score upward without much resistance, and both teams have the tools to keep it rising. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.